Oh my gosh, Jacob, the iPhone 17 is so boring. You should have waited. Why? You don't need that. Why would you upgrade? They change nothing. I've heard that argument a billion times. I heard it for the 16, I heard it for the 15, I heard it for the 14, I heard it for the 17. Now, mind you, I didn't upgrade every year. But I just wanted to take a minute to break down every change from the iPhone 11 until the iPhone 17 Pro, and each change between years to prove that this year isn't less upgrades, it's just upgrades that may not matter to you. Apple doesn't stop innovating. Their innovations just may not pertain to you. So let's break down every change from the iPhone 11 to the iPhone 17 Pro. Right here, I have a lovely list of every single update from the iPhone 11 Pro to the iPhone 17 Pro. And going from let's just run through these numbers really quick, and then we'll start breaking down what actually changed. So the iPhone 12 Pro had 6 changes. The iPhone 13 Pro from the 11 Pro. The iPhone 13 Pro had 5 changes from the 12. The 14 had 6. The 15 Pro had 7 changes, the 16 Pro had 7 changes, and the iPhone 17 Pro had 9 changes over the previous year, and that's not including a redesign. Let's talk. So I kind of have a list of everything I want to cover on my screen here, so I'll probably be looking at this a little bit, but let's dive in. So we're going to start with our baseline of the iPhone 11 Pro. And you're going to need some coffee. So the iPhone 11 Pro in 2019 was a massive upgrade. It was the first triple camera phone. It came with night mode, it came with deep fusion, which was a big computational leap for iPhone photography. And it also was the first time we saw the Super Retina XDR display. Now, XDR technically was just a marketing term because they had just released the Pro Display XDR, but ignore that. It came with the U1 chip, which was like ultra wideband stuff. So it came with faster Face ID from the 10 line and a better battery. Now, the iPhone 11 Pro is often heralded as one of the best batteries in this iPhone ever, but we're going to ignore that. So the iPhone 12 Pro, well, what did it come with? Well, their tagline, I believe, for that event was scary fast, I think, because it was a Halloween event, and it was the first phone with 5G. It was also, we had our redesign of the phone, stainless steel bands, and we also got ceramic shield on the back and the front. We also got our LiDAR scanners, we got MagSafe introduced to anything, and we got Dolby Vision for video, which, if you know much about filming, fan-friggin-tastic. We also got ProRAW for photos, so that's when we were able to start shooting raw photos so we could edit like a professional photographer. Alright, 13 Pro. Here comes, maybe this one was scary fast, I don't remember. The iPhone 13 Pro landed us with ProMotion. Now, ProMotion is the high refresh rate displays. We also had cinematic video, diving back into the LiDAR from the previous year and how we can then use that to get really good depth of field. This isn't recorded on an iPhone, but depth of field example. We also got our photo styles, which is baked in software edits. And then we also got autofocus on our ultra-wide lens, allowing for macro photography, which now all of the phones use. And we also got ProRes video. So moving on to the iPhone 14 Pro. So this year is the year we got the redesign. The notch went away for good, and we got the dynamic island. We also got our always on display because the display could turn all the way down to 1 Hz refresh rate. So we got our always on display, and we got a 48 megapixel front camera. Some other things there would be SOS via satellite, crash detection, and the display now could peak at 2000 nits for outdoor brightness. So again, that's 6 changes over the iPhone 13 Pro. Let's go on to the 15. So the iPhone 15 is where we got titanium. The iPhone 15, we got the action button. The iPhone 15, we got USB-C, and we got spatial video. And then we got our 5x telephoto on the Pro Max. And we got ray tracing for video games. And then our main sensor started defaulting to 24 megapixels for all our photos. So that's 7 changes over the 14 Pro. Okay, let's look at the 16 Pro. This phone, right here, the iPhone 16 Pro. So the iPhone 16 Pro was the rollout of Apple Intelligence. Now, the very flawed, the very failed rollout of Apple Intelligence. But we got camera control, we got, and 4K 120, but that's not where it stops. We also got a 48 megapixel ultra wide, which meant we can now get crazy sharp macro shots. We also got the 5x zoom lens on both the main and the Pro Max device this year. We also got the updated microphones, and we got the thinner bezels from the 15. Is it big? No, but they keep getting thinner, and it was significant on the 16 Pro. So that's 7 updates. Okay, let's talk about this year's phone. The iPhone 17 Pro. So the iPhone 17 Pro actually defaulted back to aluminum, whereas the 15 and 16 both had titanium. The iPhone 17 goes back to aluminum for cooling. It also adds a vapor chamber to also help with cooling. The iPhone 17 also got the Ceramic Shield 2 finally rolled out. And then we got the new in-one wireless chip, which is an in-house modem for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and Threads. Then we also got an 18 megapixel front camera sensor upgrade, and we got an 8x optical, which is really a 48 megapixel 4x telephoto that then crops in 12 megapixels to get you a 12 megapixel 8x zoom, which is it's kind of a hybrid zoom. I can't really say that because it's not technically a hybrid zoom, because hybrid zoom is something different, but it's a cropped in on the 4x, so you get 8x 12 megapixels. Then we also got ProRes RAW video, which is more than just ProRes video from the iPhone 16. And then we also got that new 3000 nit display, netting us a whopping 9 upgrades over the iPhone 16 Pro. And see, here's the thing. The upgrades aren't lessening, they're changing their trajectory. Apple is now targeting cinema cameras and pro photographers, because the best camera is the one you have on you. And if that camera's an iPhone, they're gonna make more money. So sure, some years lean more heavily towards camera upgrades, like the iPhone 16, 17, the iPhone 14, but some lean more towards materials, like the iPhone 15, where their entire thing was strictly about titanium, or the iPhone 12, where we got 5G. And some are just more connectivity, so iPhone 15, USB-C, again. And see, it's not, did Apple do enough? It's, do these changes matter to you? And so, every year, Apple focuses on a specific demographic, but lately, more and more, they're leaning towards focusing on photographers. These updates are becoming more and more for photographers and filmmakers. It kind of flips the script on the iPhone 17. It might not feel as flashy as like when we switched to flat sides, or when we got the dynamic island, or when we even upgraded to 3 cameras like on the iPhone 11. But the reality is that the iPhone 17 has just as many updates, if not more, compared to the iPhone 16 when the iPhone 16 came out, versus the iPhone 15 year before, and the 15 versus the 14, and the 14 versus the 13, the 13 versus the 12, and so on. And so, someone said it recently in a video I was watching, that Apple doesn't do crazy updates every year. It's these little changes that happen little by little, and then when you look back, you see a really big change. Because like, if you go back and look at a picture of like an iPhone 13. Go back and look at a picture of like an iPhone 12. Go back and look at a picture of an iPhone 11 and compare that to an iPhone 17. It's a crazy difference. I mean, I upgraded from an iPhone 13 to an iPhone 16, and that was a big difference. And it's these little things that keep adding little by little. And just because they don't always talk about it on launch day doesn't mean there aren't a lot of changes. And just because you hear 1,000 people saying, oh, they changed nothing this year, doesn't really mean they changed nothing. They stay around the same number of updates. 6, 5, 6, 7, 7, 9. And you know what? For a quick thought experiment, let me prove my point one more time. Now, the biggest year of updates we will always ever see is the iPhone 8 to the iPhone 10. There will never be a year with more updates. Apple, please prove me wrong, but we will never see an update as big as that again. Maybe for the 20th version. But let's just, for one quick thing, funsies, let's look at the iPhone 11 Pro versus the iPhone XS, which came before it. So we got a triple rear camera setup. We got the ultra wide, we got the wide, and the telephoto. We only had the wide and the telephoto on the XS. We got night mode, because when you look at it, you can't change everything all at once. I mean, even Samsung doesn't do that. The Samsung S23 Ultra looks the same as the S24 Ultra, looks the same as the S25 Ultra, and you can't change everything all the time. But what I want to leave you with is, just because people say nothing changed doesn't mean nothing changed. It means nothing changed that has any effect on them. So look at your life and financially too, and responsibility and fiscally and yada yada yada. Are the changes that happened to the 17 Pro applicable to you? Because there is a heck of a lot that changed this year. And just because nothing changed compared to the 16 Pro, a lot changed to the 16 Pro. And that's why I'm having a hard time not buying it. Because I work in photo and video. And I want the thing. We both know full well the next video is going to be me like, oh my gosh guys, I bought the iPhone 17 Pro.